Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. It's Thursday, so it's my little story day. There was once a university professor who took out this large mayonnaise jar. Maybe you've seen them in Jimmy John's or the restaurants, like huge stuff like that. So he starts off by taking a bunch of large size rocks and putting them in there, and then asks the class, "So is it full?" And everybody says, "Oh, yes, it's full now." Then he takes out some smaller pebbles and he puts them in, and they fill up the cracks between the larger stones and the rest of the mayonnaise jar. And so he says to the class, "Well, is it full now?" And everybody kind of listens. "Oh, yeah, now it's really full. We see that." Then he takes sand and he pours the sand in between the smaller rocks and the bigger rocks. And now everybody in the class is kind of laughing again and says, "Now is it full?" And said, "Yeah, now it's full." And then he takes a bunch of coffee and pours the coffee on top of the sand, but he doesn't say anything. And he says the point of this demonstration was, if you take care of the big things in your life first, the important things, your family, your health, things that you love, everything will go smoothly. But if you put your emphasis on the piddly things in your life, like the little rocks or the sands that fill up the space, you're not going to be as happy because you've neglected the real most important things in your life to fill you up. Everybody kind of understood what he was saying in terms of making things priority and giving your attention to that which is really important. And then somebody says, "Well, what's the purpose of the coffee?" Says, "Oh, well, no matter how full your life is, you always have time for a cup of coffee with a friend." So I highly suggest, as I do, that you have a joy buddy in your life, that you get together with someone and have a good time. Sure, you can commiserate, but uh, that's another kind of relationship. Maybe it'll include your joy buddy, but with your joy buddy, just to get together and have a good time and affirm the celebration of life. All right, so I hope you have time for a cup of coffee with a good friend. Now, what I want to say is that ahimsa, or nonviolence in yoga, is a really important first step in aligning yourself with a deeper and, I hope, better ethical life. And part of that has to do with respecting boundaries uh, and offering safety, being a space that people feel unafraid to be with you. So a lot of it has to do with changing the focus on what's in it for me into what can I offer somebody else. And this cuts across so many different boundaries, not the least of which is sexuality, physical proximity to other people, any kind of intimidation or whatever. Really, really important to make sure there's good boundaries and that you create that space that welcomes other people and doesn't alienate them. The next thing we've been talking about this whole week in opening your heart, that's where we started when I came back, has to do with don't escalate what isn't working in your life. It's amazing. People need to talk about issues, and that keeps it alive. It actively enables you to justify complaining about stuff. But if you want to have immediate, swift, and joyful release so that you can allow the ease that's natural to you to be, and this is one of the most important things that you'll ever hear anybody else say. Follow the ABC of yoga. Always be cool. Always be peaceful. Work on it. Not easy to do. And the meditation teachers are going to tell you right now, don't wallow in self-pity. Don't keep picking the scab and wondering why you don't heal. I know it's tough. We all have protection, layers of protection we want to put over our heart so it doesn't hurt. But as I like to say, the shaky tenderness, the vulnerability that's underneath the surface, that doesn't go away. So when you meditate, you have to understand you're never going to stop thinking. Meditation is not about getting rid of your thoughts. But the idea is to rest in what they call unborn awareness. There's a primordial essence that everybody has that isn't in the thinking mind. And once you realize that in a blink of an eye you can be fully awake, so you want to take a fresh look at things and let go of the critical tone, the squinty eye, in order to fully stand underneath yourself, understand yourself, and to learn how never to give up on yourself. Always keep betting on yourself, is what I say. Now, of course, the meditation teachers, especially the Buddhist ones, they're not clinging to anything. They regard everything that's going on as a kind of dream state. Every situation just a passing memory. I just said something, now it's gone. So what is there to hold on to? Trying to nail everything down, get it on the solid ground. That's not the wisdom of insecurity, the wisdom of the unknown, the wisdom of the uncharted. So preliminaries, basics. If you don't want to be haunted by your own thinking 24/7, if you don't want to keep questioning yourself, so what went wrong? Stop being so serious, making everything so solid when it's really much more fluid. That's the way to be open. That's the way to be joyful. So when you're sitting still, remember, thinking keeps you one thought away. One thought away from what? Well, the conversation that you're having with yourself is just a passing dream. Let it go. Come back to the moment. Pay attention. Do the best you can. And remember, some people think that affirmations are kind of woo woo, that you say them to overcome or override the screaming in your head and the whispers that tell you you're not something. So I got to affirm something. That's such a reductionistic way of understanding how to program your own biocomputer. So set your intention, watch how your unconscious mind, your infinite intelligence, helps to bring about that which you are affirming.